My husband taught me something really important yesterday about how we need people who have failed. So at church on Sunday, we were learning about we receive the blessings after our trials. So in life, we'll have trials and temptations, and it's only after we get through the trial and temptation, showing the Lord that we have that faith and that we're determined that we're going to keep going regardless of how hard it is. After that trial, we see so many blessings and miracles, and that's as a result of being faithful through all things. But my husband mentioned that sometimes we fail in those trials. Sometimes we give in to those temptations. Sometimes we don't act in a Christ-like way during our trials. And sometimes we just straight up fail. As a result of that, people stop coming to church. They don't feel worthy to come to church. They'll stop praying, stop doing the things that they ought to be doing because they know they failed. So then they step away and then they don't keep their covenants because they've already failed. And then they don't keep all the other commandments because what's the point? They failed. And then they just turn away from Christ altogether because what's the point? They failed. But the powerful thing that I learned from my husband is that we need people who have failed in our church teaching us. Because when you allow the atonement of Jesus Christ to heal you and change you and make you better than you were, you become a powerful instrument in the Lord's hands. The perfect saints don't know how it feels for you to be struggling with that trial that you have. They don't know how it feels to be tempted in that area. They don't know how it feels to fail at that thing. But the people who have already failed and who have turned their lives around despite it, they're the ones who will become among the strongest of the saints, who can then have a more powerful influence on the rest of us. Because who would you rather take advice from? When you know you've failed, or when you're struggling and you're about to fail at something? Someone who has never been in your shoes and just seems, there's no perfect saint ever. But would you rather take advice from someone who has never struggled with the thing that you're struggling with and who has never given in to the temptations that you're facing? Or would you rather learn from the person who has been through it, they failed, and then they turned their lives around? So my message to those of you who have failed in your trials and failed in resisting temptation, we need you. We need you to come to church and teach us how to avoid those paths, how to be strong, how to turn our lives around. Because we all fail in some ways at some point and in some things. So don't let it stop you from progressing now. You can change, and you can come to church and teach the rest of us because we need you. There are so many things and so many people who can learn from the lessons that you have picked up through your failures. Because believe it or not, that's what the rest of us are doing anyway. None of us are perfect. We're all learning from our mistakes. And the wonderful lessons that we teach each other in church come from the mistakes that we've made. So if you have failed or you're about to fail, don't go anywhere. Stay at church. Stay with Jesus Christ. And he will help you turn your life around and make something good from it.